11 methods. We're going to look at exercise 11A, question 9c. Okay, so we got to first do, the first few parts just so we can get an idea of how to do C. Okay, so a coin costs 3 times, so meaning we've got 3 tosses of a coin. I'm going to draw a tree diagram to represent this simply. Heads, tails, heads, tails, heads, tails, heads, tails, heads, tails, heads, tails. So you got head, head, head. I'm just trying to write the sample space. Head, heads, tails, heads, tails, heads, heads, tails, 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 heads, heads, tails, head, tails, 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 heads, tails, tails, tails. Okay, so we want to let the discrete random variable x represent the number of heads. So find the probability distribution for the variable x. So meaning that we're simply, all we're doing is trying to draw a table for the distribution, basically. Okay, so if I were to draw a table, I've got my number of heads here, which is my x, and then probability of x equals x. Okay, so we can have up to 3 different values for, or 4 different values of x. We have 0 heads, 1 head, 2 heads, or 3 heads. Okay, and nothing more. Okay, so all I'm trying to do is find probably no heads. So how many heads do we have here? We have 3 heads, 2 heads, 2 heads, 1 head, 2 heads, 2 heads, 1 head, no heads. Okay, so out of the 8 possibilities, how many no heads do we have? We have 1 out of 8. How many 1 heads do we have? We have 1, 2, 2 out of 8, which equals 1/4, and 2 heads, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 eighths, which is 1/2. And then 3 heads is 1 out of 8. Okay. Now this should sum up to 1, and you can double check. So 1/8 plus 1/8 is 2/8, which is a quarter. A quarter plus a quarter is a half plus a half is 1. So that's correct. So basically what the question's asking you is define your discrete random variables, and so my discrete random variable happens to be the number of heads in the, after tossing 3 coins. You can have 0, 1, 2, and 3, and you're just trying to find the probability of each one. So hopefully that helps.